What is going on, guys? Noah here with CustomRCMods. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the workshop. Today I've got the June edition of the fleet update, and if you guys are new here, basically I do an update every single month all about the different planes and their conditions. A lot of things happen off camera, and it's hard to make even content for each one of my 20 plus aircraft in this fleet. So I thought if I give you guys an update, just a little 1 or 2 minute update on each craft, that will help you guys kind of stay in tune with what's going on if you guys are following one in particular. As always, make sure to check the description down below for timestamps so you can see each individual craft down there, and you'll obviously be directed right to that spot where I talk about it. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it, starting off like we always do up here on the left and going across to the right over there. Simple Soar, not going to talk much about that. If you want to see the other videos from the past months, I haven't flown it since then, so we're going to move on. Explorer, I've been flying a decent bit. It's flying really well. I did add some sparred popsicle sticks right above the wing right there. You can see on the front and back of the wing, and that's really been helping with the wing flex. It's not a permanent solution by any means. That's obviously only covering like 6 inches of the 60-inch wing, so that's really not going to do much in the long run. But the Explorer is holding up pretty well, and I just need to go ahead and build a new wing at some point, and hopefully that will help it. But for the moment, it's flying really well. So yeah, moving down to the Vector, moving right along. This thing is flying great. As you guys probably knew, that we rebuilt this one after the fire. We're running the 6x35 prop, as I put on there. I think that was last month. But it's been flying great. No notable crashes or anything like that. But I've been really abusing it on the power and anything like that. No temperature issues, nothing like that. And that is just really a good sign, because this is one of those least efficient planes in my fleet, just because it has the slot, no bow tie. And it's really loud, of course. So yeah, really good to see that the motor and ESC are holding up in there. Now for the Goblin. The Goblin's flying good. I actually have a little bit of blood on the wing. I had a little incident with a prop on one of my quads and got some blood on the wing. But other than that, the Goblin's flying great. I needed to build a new nose. Had a few more little run-ins and things like that. But yeah, new nose in this Goblin, minus obviously the blood on the wing here, is in really good condition. So yeah, moving down to the Bloody Baron, guys. This is a really fast plane. I don't get to fly it too much, but it's been flying really well. I did get to go ahead and fly it about a week ago, and I'm pushing 90. I could probably get a bigger prop on there. This has basically no torque, adverse torque roll effects. Running this 11x7 prop. So I'm going to go ahead and hop on BuddyRC.com, my #1 supplier for these RC products, and we can see if they have a 12 or 13-inch prop and see what that looks like on this 3536 motor. And hopefully we can push maybe 95, 100 miles per hour on this airplane. I'm super excited for that, because this has really been a speed project of mine, and I'm really excited we're about to reach the goal. Now, the Bloody Wonder here is just Old Faithful. Like I have said in previous update videos, it is very beat up. However, I don't see it leaving the fleet anytime soon. There's no real reason for it. It is just a basher of an airplane. You can see the prop is a little bit deformed there. I had to bend it back, but other than that, this thing is flying really great. I mean, obviously it's taken some abuse, but I can really go crazy on this. High rates, lots of power on there too. Even running a 2200 milliamp hour battery, it's a lot of fun to fly. So really happy with the Bloody Wonder there. And now for the Walmart wing. This wing I haven't really flown too much, but one thing I can say about it, if you guys saw the past flight video I did this past month, I have gotten the CG issues done for good. I had to move that battery a little bit forward, probably about 1 inch off this front nose here, and the battery is good to go. CG is perfect, and it is a really good thing that we're not having those tip stalls like we used to have. Now that we've gotten that CG figured out, I need to go ahead and update my battery mounting situation, because my little rubber band system I had on there broke very quickly. So we need to update that, but other than that, that thing is flying great. So yeah, now on to the Rustler, guys. This project car has been so much fun. It's literally uncontrollable on 3S LiPo. I need to get some new tires. That is one big thing. I don't really want to spend too much on tires, because I'm obviously more into airplanes and quads, and this thing has, I put probably about $150, $200 into this thing, but that's really all I want to put in there for the moment. So we're going to find something inexpensive and durable, like Basher tires, for this Rustler here. And then, of course, I need to go ahead and upgrade my shock caps. Every single time I run it and crash it, I usually lose one of the rear shock caps, and that is just kind of disheartening. It happens as a common issue with these two-wheel drive models here, but other than that, we're really good. The only thing is this shock spring bottom retainer is kind of come off and lost. So again, really need to get a few little parts here and there, and this thing should be a very robust bashing machine. So yeah, moving up to the main plane wall here, we've got the FT Mustang, and this is one of my all-time favorite planes. I don't know if you guys saw that recent video I did flying it with, talking about how it is one of my favorites. It's such a smooth plane. Watch that video if you guys haven't already, because this is really going to make you want to build one of these beasts right here. Now, the Mini Mustang has been crashed over and over again. I really haven't gotten it perfect, but thankfully, I did kind of get the CG right where I want it. I've got a few consistent flights under my belt. It's nothing predictable and really persistent, something I can, depend on to fly well. But when it does fly well, it is a lot of fun to get up in the air. Now we're going to go into the micros here. The Sport Cub S has seen some better days. I think it needs a new motor and a gearbox again. You can see it's kind of chewed up front. I was actually flying it this evening. It flew. I have a little bit of motor cogging issues, but I don't know. It flies great as a glider still, despite how beat up it is. These micros aren't that durable. They take hits, but obviously cosmetically, this thing is just in a very, very large amount of disrepair there. The Champ is still flying well. I'm going to switch the prop over from the Sport Cub S to the Champ. And get that flying a little bit more often, because that is a really, really fun plane to fly. It's kind of been in the shadows because of the Sport Cub S and its 4-channel control and all that stuff. But I like the Champ just as much, if not more, and it's been a super reliable aircraft for the time being over the past few months that I've been flying it. So yeah, now for the Bushwacker. This one is a really interesting one. I mean, I've flown it a few times since the last update. It's really not too bad. It's fun, but it's not really predictable, and it's not overly reliable. It does, if you guys don't get that CG just perfect, you need a little bit more nose width than they advertise, probably about a ½ inch forward on that CG marking. If you don't get that correct, you're going to have a tailspin issue, and I've had a few of those. Thankfully, I haven't had too much damage other than just the landing gear fairings and the wheels. We got those all repaired. It doesn't look perfect, but this thing is still in very flyable condition. So other than that, still working out the kinks, but this thing flies really good, and it's a lot of fun. Obviously a 3D acrobatic plane, so really happy with that. Now for the Nano Goblin, I actually took this up to my grandma's house up in Michigan. We flew around the apple orchards a little bit. Unfortunately, I didn't get any video of it. I actually brought my camera and all that stuff. I was going to do a video, but I never really got around to it. It was a lot of fun. We did some gaps going up and down through the rows of trees in that orchard. It's a lot of fun, and it's been flying really good. I did have a few crashes and repairs and hot glue and stuff like that, but that's to be expected when you're flying in proximity. So yeah, really good. I want to upgrade my FPV system to a 200 milliwatt system rather than just that little 25 milliwatt. That's the one thing that's holding this thing back, because obviously, as soon as you get really far away, like the fixed wings do tend to do, you have some issues with your video signal very quickly. So other than that, very awesome plane. Now moving on to the Recruit, it's a little bit of a different story here. You can see it's fallen into disrepair even after that most recent video I did with it, repairing it once again. You can see in here my receiver's all messed up. My little antenna connections kind of came apart there. That's not good. And it's just, I have some tailspin problems with it, or some flat spin tip stall problems. That's the word I'm looking for. Problems with it where I kind of start flying, and then no matter where I put the CG, I put it all the way forward, I put it all the way backward, every seemingly place in between, and I've always had an issue with this plane just tip stalling out of control into a stall spin all the way down to the ground. We break off the hatch, and that all happens. So yeah, that's not good, but I've only really had like 5 successful flights with this, and the rest of them have ended in some sort of crash. So that's disheartening, but I'll still keep trying with it, because I think that's pretty easy to repair, and it did fly good once I got it all working together. One thing I did add was I added a 25 milliwatt FPV camera, just like we have on the Nano Goblin there. So we should be able to do FPV once we get it flying consistently, but that is the key right there. I really am having some serious problems with it at the moment. So yeah, now on to the FT Mini Aero. Now this thing is a lot of fun to fly, of course. As you know, it's probably one of my all-time favorite planes in the fleet currently. Looks the best, flies the best, and it has that sound that, oh, sound is gold. and it's been flying great. No real issues. The only damage on it is just these vertical stabilizers are kind of taking some crinkles, as to be expected though, just because of landings and things like that. Nothing I really haven't encountered before. And I will go ahead and reinforce it with like a popsicle stick if need be, but for the moment everything else is in pristine condition, not even a single wrinkle all around this aircraft. And everything's running nice. The motor temps are excellent, even though we are pushing a 6-inch prop with tri-blade 6x45 on this motor that's really high kV. We're doing really good here. So now onto the Inductors FPV Plus. This thing still flies great. However, I stripped the camera off of it. To go on the Recruit. So I don't know. We're going to see what happens to it. Looks like I just dropped my Gremlin down here. But yeah, the Gremlin is next. And I've been flying this thing a lot. This is probably one of the most fun aircraft that I really have ever had in this fleet here. It's definitely underrated. And one thing you'll know about it is that this is just such a fun backyard ripper. There's nothing crazy in the power or the performance categories. However, it just turns my little, comparatively small backyard into a whole playground of fun freestyle and racing action. I do have a blown motor on here right now. You can see there's a little bit of extra play in this motor right here. So I did order some new ones off Team Legit, got some more for the stockpile as well, because when this thing is out of the air, it's really obviously not that much fun. I always am looking to get that thing flying. Anyway, we're going to move on to my quads now. Never really covered these in a fleet update video before, and it's really kind of where this channel is moving for sure. I'm really excited to get back into FPV and get really into these quads. Each one of these has their own little problem at the moment. First one right here, this green Schizo Nova. You can see this motor arm has been out of shape. Got one more in the mail, so we're going to go ahead and fix that. But for now, we're out of commission on that quadcopter. Unfortunately, however, no biggie. We're going to get it. We're going to screw it in place, and we'll be good to go. So, obviously, it's just, holding me on the ground for the moment. But other than that, really have had a good time flying this thing. I think I might have a dead ESC, or, glitchy ESC, because I've had some issues with calibrations and things like that, and it falling out of the sky, and, whatever. It really hasn't been that big of a deal. Obviously, they're very durable. It's just, I might have to order one of those new ESCs just to replace it for my peace of mind. Alright, so moving on to the Space One Meteor. This is a quad that I've been flying a lot recently, just because the other two are in disrepair. The only real issue here is that my lens is not liking to stay in focus. I've been really working on this tensioner ring and getting everything perfect, and then as soon as I crash once, it goes out of focus for some reason. So I'm going to go ahead and see what I can do about that. Maybe use like Loctite or something. I think that's plastic though. I'm not totally sure. But the Space One Meteor has been flying really great with these 5152 props. I went ahead and ordered a new set off Buddy RC because these are getting rather beat up, but I've been having a lot of fun at the park with this, and you can expect another flight video with this coming very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the Multi-Rotor Mania Reaper. And this is the quad that I've been teaching my cousin to fly on. So it's rather beat up. We've had some crashes with it. Nothing his fault or anything like that. The only real issue right now is my video transmitter is kind of falling apart. This is an AKK FX3 Ultimate. I got another one in the mail, of course, but there's no smoke. There's no burnt little areas of this PCB. It's just not really working out, but it's a good video transmitter, and I will be integrating it onto the build again once I get it back in from Amazon. So that should be there in a few days, and you'll be able to see some more flight video with that. I'm also looking to get a Hero session so we can use that mount that it came with, because I really want to get some HD footage with that. That is such a powerful beast of a quad. Alright guys, so moving on to the Simple Scout, there's not really much to talk about here. I've been flying it a lot, especially with my friend Alexander, you guys have probably heard about in the recent videos, but seriously, this is one of my all-time favorite planes to fly. You guys know that. So smooth, so relaxed, and I really haven't had any problems with it. It's been a very reliable aircraft. Still have that servo issue that I keep mentioning over and over again, but we need to go ahead and get this switched out just so we have that peace of mind and better consistent performance out of it. Same for the Mini Scout. It's a really, really nice flying airplane. I am going to try to publish a backyard flying video. My little itty-bitty backyard with that brushless motor setup, 5152 prop. It's going to be crazy, so stay tuned for that video coming very soon. But we're gonna see what happens, because that definitely is asking for trouble. We might have to do some flying over the house, but other than that, Mini Scout's flying great, and I can't wait to publish that video for you guys. The Vigan, I did fly that. I think I might have talked about that in the last monthly update that I did. I did publish a flight video, so if you guys want to check that out, a recent one, there is one that exists. For now, it's just a trophy plane, I guess, just sitting up there looking pretty, and it really does. I kind of am delaying the scrap process on it just because really no need to scrap it because I don't really have a high demand for an EDF on the channel at the moment. So yeah, 3 more planes right here. First things first, FT22. I'm not totally sure what's up with this. It's been having a few little issues here and there. Maybe a little freak Elevon accidents here and there. I've had some crashes with it. The nose is kind of bent out of shape, as you can see right there. But other than that, I mean, it flies pretty well, and this is one of the best flying FT22s I've ever had. If you guys know my history, they haven't really been flying all that great. So to have this one have a nice adequate power setup and really good control is good. However, we have a few little servo issues to kind of negotiate there as well. Now, this has been the recent project on the channel. One of my favorites for sure. This is the LED VersaWing build. All the most recent videos have had this in it. I did also do a secondary flight video if you didn't check that out already. But we need to go ahead and get an external BEC for this so that we can run the lights without popping ESC because it gets hot after 30 seconds of just sitting here on the bench, no motor running. That internal 2 amp BEC is being stretched to the max. So obviously that's not a good condition for it to be in at the moment. So yeah, now we have, of course, the Skyriders, Maui Skyriders foam plane thing project. I'm going to be doing this in a few days, actually. I'm really excited. Stay tuned for the video. We're going to make a glider out of it, hopefully. I got to get another BEC in the mail, but that's the last thing holding me up, and then we'll be getting a nice truck glider experience. And these things glide for days. Add a little bit of Tailoron action, and you are good to go. This is a lot of fun. I've done it before on my channel, but I'm really excited to do it again here with that glider right there as well. Now let's go ahead and do a little inventory on my electronics and what the future builds might look like for the month of June and going into July, of course. We've got a few receivers here, I believe like 5 receivers or so. I have another quad receiver and a few more in the mail. So I'll probably be getting another quad or 2 here in the future. Those are just so much fun, and they last forever. Of course, you can't really destroy those, the carbon fiber. Stuff like that. That is a really nice thing about quads there. And then for motors, I've got 2 motor setups. Obviously, with one in the power pod here, the Emax Grand Turbo 2215 with a 30 amp BL Heli. And then the Skyrocker 40 amp with the DYS 3536 like we have in the Baron. I'm probably going to build like an Edge or something with this. I'm not totally sure. We need something that requires a beefy motor on here. So hopefully we can do that. And I'll see how that kind of turns out and what the build plan will be, because Edge is a definitely very, very dedicated build. For servos, we got plenty here, guys. Plenty of 9 grams, plenty of micros. I'm probably going to embark on a micro build, get a few motors from Buddy RC, and see where we go with that. Something like the Mini Corsair or the Mini Sportster, something like, not too crazy of a build, but still a lot of fun. Maybe something I can fly in my backyard. Not totally sure, but we definitely have all the servos. I just need to get a motor and ESC for that. Other than that, that's about it for the update for the month of June. I hope you guys are all doing well. Staying safe during this time, during the pandemic, of course. Maybe doing some online shopping, getting some new RC gear. Tell me about it down in the comment section below. If you have any questions about any of the planes you saw today, or any requests for videos coming up in the future, please go ahead and let me know. With that said, make sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell to be notified every single time I post. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.